This Saturday night is going to be one for the ages if you're a motorsports fan. And here's why. Early in the evening, you had the BLUE-EMU 400 at the Martinsville Raceway. In years past, this race has been 500 laps. Kind of gets dull every once in a while. NASCAR changed it down and trimmed it to 400, so it's going to be really exciting under the lights. We will see tempers flare probably. And when the race concludes, a matter of hours later, Formula One will start off on the East Coast at 1 a.m. and racing in Australia. We're going to see Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen going at it again. Possibly might see Carlos Sainz in the mix, and maybe the Mercedes come up there and Alpines come up there. Time will tell, but I'm here to talk about NASCAR because I'm giving you all my top 5 for this Saturday night's BLUE-EMU 400. And I'm also going to do a Pick 5 contest as usual. Just comment down below to be entered, but let's get started.
Hey, it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here at Kroger, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Before I talk about Martinsville, I am wanting to talk about this past weekend at Richmond and how things got very controversial, but off track. Not from the drivers nor teams, but from the fans, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the race started off, you had high hopes and aspirations for a decent race. Phoenix was not spectacular by any means, so the two tracks race similar, so you hope to see something happen and more improved styled racing. But the race started off when we saw Kurt Busch early on with a mechanical failure and going into the garage. I really hate that for Kurt Busch with a new team. Start clicking top 5s and 10s into the resume and building up points in the point standings. And he also had a new sponsor on board this weekend and wasn't able to air that sponsor on TV, racing inside the top 10, which he was hoping for. Instead, he was racing in the 30s, which is something you don't hope for at all on anyone. But Kurt Busch, rough day for him in the office. But Ryan Blaney went on to win stage number 1 and stage number 2. Let's be honest, it was a snooze fest. And the race continued on into stage 3, which we saw 2 different strategies being played. We saw one strategy where you had Martin Truex Jr. as the lead driver, stopping only one time. And on the other one, you had a 2-stop strategy. You had William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, and a couple other drivers, but those were the top 3. But at the end of the race, you had William Byron and Martin Truex Jr. going for the win. And next thing you know, third place Kyle Larson gets passed by 2 drivers, Denny Hamlin and Kevin Happy Harvick. And as soon as they got past Larson, they pretty much chased down the leaders in about 2 or 3 laps. It was fairly quick, but when they did, Hamlin just went on past Truex. The 21 car kind of slowed it down a little bit, but he got past the 21 Burton, then Truex, and then Harvick just followed along with Hamlin and got past Truex and Burton. And they had their eyes set for the lead. And next thing you know, Byron gets passed by Hamlin. And Byron gets passed by Harvick. And you now have it between 2 drivers, Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. But on the last lap, going into turn 1, you had the 10 car of Eric Almirola racing in a pack of 3 cars. And it did not look like they were willing to move out the way until Eric Almirola did a thing and hurt his teammate very much, because if Almirola did not move up, Harvick would have had a chance to win the race in the turn 3 and 4. But Denny Hamlin went on to win the race. An exciting finish, a very exciting finish, and that's the issue what I'm bringing up here. In NASCAR, people want to judge the race every week on Twitter and polls, which I like. But they're wanting to, people when they choose them, they're saying yes because the race result was to their liking and very exciting, which I do not believe that should be happening, because obviously you get the free choice to pick wherever you want. But was the race today at Richmond really that good? No, we didn't see much action at all and towards the end. And that happens every week. And I don't know what people seen at the end of the race. I did not call that entertainment. And if you haven't noticed by now, NASCAR is not racing anymore. It's an entertainment business. You got to get over it. to swallow the pill. It's never going back to racing. They're going for entertainment purposes only. Look at Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Just pay attention. Like, things are changing, and you gotta, I don't know, go with the flow from time to time. But I do not like how people are complaining about it being an entertainment, and then this happens. Ironic, but I'm just going off my soapbox there. But polls can be deceiving, and today's race at Richmond was terrible. And the turnout in the stands was terrible also. I hate to bring down NASCAR, but someone's got to do it. But they got to go back to a night race. This race right here was too dull. The fan turnout was terrible. Go back to a night race on a Saturday night where a lot more people can show up and have a good time. Sunday afternoon at Richmond, that does not need to be a permanent thing. And put the icing on the cake, this is going to be the same style of racing come August, where they're going to be racing in the afternoon. I do not like this at all, the way NASCAR is heading with these type of tracks that have lights turning into night races, especially if you have two of them. But just don't make no sense. This is an entertainment, and a lot of fans out there are having a hard time adjusting, and you got to learn how to change from time to time. But now on to Martinsville. Last year, NASCAR raced at Martinsville twice, and we saw two entertaining races with a lot of tempers being flared. And I do not expect much different this time around. It's going to be a lot of exciting racing. But back to last year in the playoffs at Martinsville. We saw the 11 car of Denny Hamlin getting bumped by Alex Bowman, and Bowman went on to win the race. Hamlin was very upset, called Alex Bowman a hack, and kind of funny, but so on. But Hamlin felt betrayed. He had a chance to win at his home track. Richmond and Martinsville are in the same state, and Hamlin's already won at Richmond this year. And how big would it be for him to win at Martinsville, especially after the season he's going through, and especially the outcome of last year's playoff race at Martinsville? It'll be a big-time win. You saw the celebration today, yesterday when this video comes out, where Hamlin was jumping on a car, very, very excited. It's going to be the same type of reaction if he were to win here at Martinsville, and he will. Denny Hamlin will win Martinsville. Second win of the season. First driver to win multiple races in the Cup Series. So there you go. William Byron in the 24 car will finish runner-up to Denny Hamlin. William Byron, these last 2 years, has been very competitive, especially after his rookie campaign back in 2018, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But 2018 was a nightmare. 19 was not much better. 2020 collected his first win. 2021 collected his second win in the career, but first with Rudy Fugle. And Rudy Fugle changed that whole mindset of that 2014, because when Chad Knaus left, not a lot of things were promising. But when Rudy Fugle reunited with his old former truck driver, William Byron, they started clicking right away. Consistency was popping up, and I thought they were in the fight, though. At least give Larson a run for his money in the playoffs last year, but he fell short of that. But this year, William Byron's in the right direction. He has already a win under his belt at Atlanta. He's going to get a couple more, but I really like this 24 car, and he's going to be very quick. He's got a talented crew chief with a talented driver. So give me 24 car of William Byron. Finishing third, however, will be the 9 car of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is coming off one of his worst performances of the season at Richmond, and he did not have much speed at all. And I know Alan Gustafson has a fire under him, and he is wanting to change that quickly, because this is a team right here that is supposed to be contending for wins week in and week out, and the 9 car was nowhere near up front in contention for the win. So they're going to make some big changes this week as the week goes on, and they're going to be in contention for the win Saturday night in the BLUE-EMU 400. Finishing fourth will be the 99 car of Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez at Martinsville has been hit or miss. He will have a good run or a really bad run. Time will tell, but I think this time around it will be a hit, and he will bring it home in P4. But rounding out your top 5 will be the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. If his teammate Eric Almirola was, I don't know, paid attention a little bit more, or Spotter did, Harvick could have easily had a chance to win Richmond. But Almirola shut the door on that, and that was not a very well executed role as a teammate. That's not going to go over throughout the week well between the two drivers, but hey, stuff happens. But Harvick will bring it home, P5, second race in a row where he's been in contention for the win. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, but P5 will be the result for Kevin Happy Harvick. And my dark horse for Martinsville can't be no one other than Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace in the past at Martinsville has been, I don't know, phenomenal. Has won a couple times in the lower series, in the truck series, in the 34 car, the 54 car. But Bubba Wallace at Martinsville is a sleeper. So there you go. The top 5, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and the 4 car Kevin Happy Harvick, and my dark horse, the 23 car Bubba Wallace. Like I stated in the early parts of this video, Saturday night is going to be a big night for the American audience. For the East Coast, you got at 8 o'clock the BLUE-EMU 400 at Martinsville, which should end around 11:30, give or take. Depends how much they wreck. And at 1 o'clock, you got Formula One in Australia. So, going to be a big night in the East Coast in America for racing fans. And very much looking forward to it. But for my quick predictions here for Formula One, I'm going to go with Verstappen winning Australia. P2 will be Charles Leclerc, and P3 will be Carlos Sainz, and there is your podium. And Mercedes will have nothing to do with that top 3. They got a lot of work to do. Toto Wolff, I am very curious to see how he goes throughout this year. But please like and subscribe.